What's up, everybody? Brothers, sisters, psychonauts, and seekers of truth. It is Ananka, and welcome to my bazaar. Today, I have a 5-methyl MDA trip report for you. The title of this trip report is Human Test Subject, and was submitted to Earwid in 2003 by the user Roly Poly. With all that being said, let our story begin. I'll just tell you now that I obtained an amount of 5-methyl MDA and have ingested it last night, and will now report my findings of this chemical. Report. After reading as much information on the subject as I could locate, not much, I carefully weighed out a dosage of 15 milligrams, with 2 doses of 5 milligrams weighed out to boost later, if needed. It should be noted that my tolerance to MDMA and MDA is quite high, as my serotonin levels are depleted, but it has been 4 months since my last dosage of either. Ingested 15 milligrams 5-methyl MDA at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, August 17th, 2003. 10 minutes in. No effects to speak of yet. Much nervousness with the fact that I have ingested a chemical that has never been tested by a human. 20 minutes in. Intense rush of energy. Not an MDXX feel as of yet. More of a smoked AMT feel so far. 25 minutes in. I only hope that all of mankind can someday feel as I do right now. I'll try my best to describe the feeling with the help of my trip sitter to type. It's very intense. Sitter, he describes a great feeling of hollowness building in his body, as if it's just lost 95% of its mass. Like he's gotten smaller, but encompasses all that exists in the room. He also describes a slight feel of MDXA, somewhat of a lovey feel of MDMA, but also very intense and rushy. 35 minutes in, he's almost unable to move, isn't able to stand. His blood pressure is on key with what it was 10 minutes ago. He's now describing a willingness to listen to some music, but not too loud. He claims to be listening for something. When I ask him about it, he says he isn't sure exactly what he is listening for, but he knows that it will come, and that he will know it when he hears it. 45 minutes in. Intensity has picked up a notch, and it should be noted that he looks like he's having quite a bit of fun. I've never seen him roll this hard before. He claims it's nothing like ecstasy or like LSD. Visuals at this point are mainly an intense brightness of lights around, and at this point having auditory hallucinations. He says he's found what it was he is looking for. He just told me that he's getting a little bit scared by the intensity. 1 hour in, visuals have kicked in much more than his last reported. Seeing a world of greens, oranges, and blues. It's kinda like a haze, with what looks like a cobweb effect dragging across the room as though it's covered with morning dew and sparkling. Threw up when another intense rush hit at 55 minutes. 1 hour and 25 minutes in, nothing new to report so far. This trip is becoming more like LSD and less like an MDXX substance by the second. Still feeling surges of energy, but the majority of his stimulation is visual. with less emphasis on body high. An hour and 45 minutes. The body high kicked it up a notch. A bit confused, as if on a high-dose mushroom trip. Kind of staring into space now and mumbling unintelligibly. One can only wonder how long this will last. 2 hours and 15 minutes in, having full open-eye visuals now. Talking to a dead friend who was sitting next to me. I'm not sure as to whether or not I should allow him to continue that conversation. He became quite alarmed by a knock on the door 10 minutes ago. It was another friend of ours, who is now watching him and making sure his conversation with our dead friend doesn't turn ugly. 2 hours and 50 minutes in. Body high peak is gone now, with mainly some speedy effects. None of the chemical crap hangover feeling of MDA is present. Visuals are still in full effect. Not confused by them anymore, but is still staring at them as though a little child. I don't want to interrupt him, to get a reading on how he's feeling now. I can just tell by looking at him that he's doing just fine. 3 hours, 30 minutes in. Nothing is happening to report as of now. Visuals are still intense. Cannot describe them this second. Communicating again, and thinking quite philosophically. 4 hours in, same as previous. Lowering in intensity. Body high has picked back up some, and is coming in waves. Not as intense as the peak effects. 4 hours, 25 minutes. Coming down smoothly now. Visuals are limited to rings around objects. Not lighted objects, but objects in general. 4 hours and 50 minutes. Major effects have ended. Got an MDMA-like afterglow. No speediness. I forgot to add that he had major eye wiggles during the peak. I mean like freaky eye wiggles. He said nothing about it, but I could see his eyes crossing from across the room. 6 hours in. Nothing has been happening. Refused to take a booster dose. Refused to post-load with 5-HTP and Prozac to see how the come-down really is. 12 hours in. All major effects are definitely gone. Feel as if I could go to sleep now. Probably could have at 6 hours, but elected to endure my come-down effects for the sake of science. So far, my afterglow is perfect. Almost a day after mushrooms kind of afterglow for me. Doesn't have a chemical/fake feel to it. Anyway, I'm not sure if I want to sleep yet. I'm enjoying life and had some major breakthroughs last night/this morning. I think I'll stay up a while. I need to meditate on some things I learned during this trip before I elaborate. I just wanted to get a majority of what happened documented for all to read. I can answer questions about effects and such, but I'm still not sure about some aspects of what happened. It was an amazing breakthrough for me. Alright, everybody. That is the end of our story. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Share with us your 5-methyl MDA experiences down in the comments. Check out the other playlists on my channel. And I will see you in the next one, fam. Deuces.